Ryan, 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning, Houston. It is 5:59 a.m. and it's the gang here on Thursday, October 17th of 2024. It's Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. And I just want to remind you guys who want to get early Christmas shopping done, let me tell you why today is important. The American Heart Association every single October releases this card. It's called the Heart Card, Sam. And the Heart Card is accepted in all these different places. You can go on their website and see where, every single little place that you're like, well, I'd probably buy that if there was like a discount, but this never goes on sale. 20% off instantly on everything you purchase with the Heart Card.
Wow.
So I think it's only for 10 days. I got to look and see when it ends. I know it starts October 17 and it's 20% off wherever you shop in that list, and there's a lot of places.
So you want to go right
Even
away.
some
get your money's
restaurants
worth.
take the Heart Card.
Never heard of that.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
the American Heart Association Heart Card. And I'm so stubborn stickler. I was in a little store this weekend that's like one of these mom and pop shops, and they had the ad in the window for the American Heart Association card because you can buy it anywhere that shows it to you in the window. And I was like, oh man, if I wait till Thursday to buy this stuff, it'll be 20% off. But
How much is the card?
I can't wait. I think it's 75 or 95 as a donation to the American Heart Association. Let me look at my wallet.
okay.
So there is a fee to buy the card, and then you can use the card for all these different stores. Hold on, I bought one last week at a store. Every store, a lot of stores will advertise it, and you'll see it in the window. They'll usually tape it to the window. It's like real whimsy colors, like green and pink, and it says American Heart Card. Here it is right here. It's the holiday shopping card. It starts October 17. It goes to the 27th. It's a little paper card, or they had a QR code. I just grabbed the card out of the little thing that I bought it from, just so I have it in my purse. But yeah,
That's cool.
it's pretty cool. So
shopping.
today is the
Nice.
day, and a lot of people. It's $75. The $75 card purchase gets you the card, and then for these 10 days, you can shop wherever you see the logo. 20% off everything you buy.
Wow.
I'm pretty excited about that
Yeah,
because
that's incredible.
some people get a little jump start on some holiday stuff they want to buy, and you're like, well, I'm going to buy that candle for my neighbor. It feels nicer when it's 20% off.
Wasn't there some stat? Did you guys see that stat a couple days ago I gave you about Christmas when you buy stuff? It takes you to July to pay it off.
Oh my
Credit
gosh.
card.
Really?
Yeah.
I know that usually January everyone's depressed because that first bill comes in, and they
I
just
try and pay it all off, though. Not everybody has that option, but I try and pay my credit card bill in full every single month because I don't want to pay the interest on all that.
Of course.
Right.
well, that's
I
goals.
mean, it's insane.
It's goals.
That's
but
everyone's
you can't
goal.
do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Most of America is run. Most of the world is run on credit card debt.
When I did pest control, I remember everyone would cancel in January and February because it was like a yearly thing or monthly, and they'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're the first to go," especially when it's cold out. Why would
Right.
you pay $30-$50 a month?
Are the bugs more lethargic? They don't come out when it's cold?
I guess. But then
know
you
about
have
that.
mice and stuff. There's always things. Mice and roaches, they'll be there year round.
They're cute. Speaking of the cold, did you guys have your little orange light come on your car yet for the tire pressure?
The tire
Tire
pressure is
pressure?
already screwed up.
Yes.
Last week mine did. I don't know why last week.
Okay, so this
dipped.
morning on KHOU, they did a little thing on that. They say, here's why. Because earlier this week, the air was really hot, so it gives the air molecules more kinetic energy, which takes up more space. And that's when the temperatures are hot. But when it gets cool, those molecules lose all that energy and they stop moving as much, so they take up less space in your tires. And that's why.
Are you saying that
You need
heat
more air
expands and cold contracts? I've never heard that
book, Kevin.
before.
It's called shrinkage. Shrinkage. If you go to Discount Tire, man, I really like those guys.
They're so sweet. They fill it up
girls.
for you.
Yeah, but that line is huge, especially if you're like on the one on 59 over there in Greenway area.
Okay.
Like people park on the street because it's such a backup, so it's dangerous. You're driving on the feeder. All of a
Like, I
sudden, you're
always
like, what the
feel
hell is this?
guilty.
That's it. And then you go down a little bit longer, farther, and it's a Chick-fil-A line. Like, man, what is going on here?
But I always feel guilty. It's like, I didn't buy anything here, but
they
you're
don't-
still giving me free air.
I remember my wife
You
had a
can do that at a
nice
gas
car,
station.
and she went to a
You
place, to the dealership of this place, and they were going to say, it was like, oh, it's $300 for a new tire. It has this flat.
Oh.
She went to
come
Discount
on.
Tire. They fixed it for free.
Yeah, they plugged
Nice.
Yeah, plugged it. I'm just like, I've always had good business with them for 10, 12
I've
years.
heard
yeah.
really
Just being
good
honest.
things. I've had. I haven't had to use Discount Tire in a long time, but when I did, I also had a very pleasant experience with them, and everybody that I know has had a pleasant experience
Yeah,
with them.
I'm sure there's somebody who could text
Whatever they're
us.
doing in their corporate policy for the employees, they're actually following it. They're doing a good job.
And make sure you set up an appointment online with them, though, before you go. That makes it a lot easier and quicker.
But not for the air. For the air. in your
no,
tires.
no,
You
there's
just
an
pull
outlet
right out.
line.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
no.
I wouldn't
I
wait
can
in
do my
line for
own
the
air.
air, Ryan. You just go to any gas station that has
Yeah.
air.
I realize
I
You
know,
waited in line for the
they're
air
really
there?
cool. Like you pull up in the line at Discount Tire, and they open your car door. They look at the little serial numbers on the inside of the door, and like they know exactly how much pressure to put in the
push that
tire.
button. So I didn't realize my truck does this until like 2 years ago. That you're putting the air in, and all of a sudden it just starts. The lights start flashing and it honks
Oh, nice.
when it gets to the 36.
Oh, that's really nice.
I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, what the hell's going on with my truck?
Too much air.
That's pretty cool.
A lot of times you can push the button and set it to 34 or 36, and
Oh, I can't do that.
that's the
nice.
biggest
That's
pain
high-tech.
trying to guess.
Yes.
Is it done? And then you get the timer going. It's like a game show.
It is. It's
Trying to fill up the air before you.
Well, a lot of them have that little gauge on the back that starts creeping up, and you can see where it gets to 32, 33, 34.
Think it's all
Things
messy.
I've never
It's all-
done in my life ever, honestly. I've just
Never put air in your
No,
tire?
Never done that in my life.
Oh my gosh, how is
no.
that possible?
Just because I don't know when I would have a chance to do that.
If other people do it.
I just took my whole wheel
Yeah,
off
I
last
just-
week.
Remember, she was a full service.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah!
that's
Oh my
like-
god! I was on the phone with Eric when I found one. Guys, I was on the phone with Eric. I was at San Felipe and Voss. I needed gas. I pull in there, and what I say, I go,
yeah.
"Oh my god! I'm in the full service. I want to do a story on an Instagram story. I want to do an
Wait, did you
Instagram
do it?
story on this."
You hung up?
and then I did it. When I hung up to do the Instagram story, somebody came out that I know from my mom's old neighborhood, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing here?" It's so random how you run into people. So I never did the
Did the
story.
guy have like a bow tie and a white.
No, it's just in Texaco.
Ridiculous.
It's
Always
Texaco
picture
at
a
Boston and San Felipe. That
Back to the
Texaco has
Future.
full service.
Yeah, Back to the Future.
And I even asked him, I go, what do you do for full service? Well, you're going to do whatever. But I was talking to my neighborhood friend, and I didn't pay attention to what they did. Maybe they put air in my tire. I don't know. I just got gas.
I don't think
They
I
probably
checked the tire.
checked it.
Nice.
I don't remember the hood going
I don't know.
up. but-
Whenever I get my oil change, they always check it, so I'm assuming it's probably similar.
Yeah.
I keep.
I always go to Take
I keep a
Five.
compressor in the back of my truck just in case, and it plugs into your.
It's super smart. You had to pump up Santiago's stroller
That's right.
It works.
because I didn't
forgot
have
about that.
I didn't have a pump, and Kevin and I are out there in the street just
Wait,
pumping up.
I got
his
a mini
little
one
You
in
stroller.
pump up his stroller wheels?
Yeah, because they're
because
the
they're
ones
like-
that are like bicycles. Remember how Sun and Ski Sports gave me that really
Yeah,
nice
that's really
stroller with a little tire and
With
you
the
get some
suspension,
air?
that's
See the one I
major.
bought on Amazon like last year? It's in my
They're-
truck.
they're real-
It's those
they're-
mini ones like the size of twice the size of a phone.
It's pretty small. It has a light and a compressor, and that's it. And you plug it into your cigarette lighter.
Yeah. Well, this one is you charge it with USB and then it just stays that way, and you can take it anywhere. You don't have to.
That's
connect it.
nice. But I wonder how long. Like,
It
is it going to be
lasts.
dead already?
Yeah.
I think it's in my truck.
I always charge
forgot about it.
things and then I don't use them.
You know, the
Right.
one thing I always think about, like with cars and taking them to the mechanic and going into the shop, is how much that job has evolved from being the guy that's, twisting the wrench to now they're basically computer experts because we're all driving these very complex computerized
Yes, you're
cars.
like a genius.
But parts
to know your car.
still need to be replaced. You
I
still need to
understand
know
that,
how
but-
things come apart.
You are basically driving a giant computer.
Yeah, but
Well-
like if it was a wreck though, suspension, and you got to
Yeah.
take that out.
And to your point, Kev, when they do fix whatever physical part they need, they also have to know how to turn off that sensor in the computer to stop warning you that it needs fixing.
Yeah.
If it doesn't do it on its own, you're
process.
like,
So
I
true.
don't know what
So
this
true.
is. I don't know what this is. Anyway, coming up today on the Roula and Ryan Show, it's Roses Thursday at 7 o'clock. We are going to help somebody out who wonders if their mate is cheating or not. It's called Roula and Ryan's Roses. You can get in touch with us. We can get your story, call up your mate while you listen in on the line, and then we offer the roses to see if they go to you or not. If they don't go to you, we find out who they go to. If they do go to you, then we got to say, oh, hi, that person's listening in and they want us to see if you're cheating or not.
Usually awkward either way.
Either way.
Yeah, you got to confront them no matter what.
Yeah.
How would you
although-
feel though? Like, if you had no idea whatsoever that your mate was suspecting that you were cheating. You're just living life, doing a normal thing. You really? You think I'm cheating?
Well,
You're good. How'd you figure it out?
Years ago, I went to Angel Fire, New Mexico, and I had to call Eric from vacation to tell him that the radio station there was trying to do a Roula and Ryan's Roses, but they didn't do it right. It was so unbelievable how they did it wrong.
What'd they do?
They had the girl on the phone, and then they had her listen to the question that her husband was going to answer. He did not send the roses to her, and then they put him on hold, and they came back and they said to her, okay, well, you heard it's not you. What do you want to do? And she goes, I can't believe it. I don't know. I don't want to talk to him. I'm hanging up. They go, okay, we'll let you go. They let her go. And they came back and they faked something like, oh, okay, well, we're going to get back in touch with you on these roses. And that's how they ended it.
Oh my gosh, that's so lame.
I go, I don't think y'all are doing it right. You guys need to listen to our
I
show on
guarantee-
podcast to know how to do it right.
I guarantee somebody will come and want to try and catch cheaters and
Do
stuff.
their own version or something.
Oh, I know.
They'll do like
Many imitators,
they'll catch
not
it. They'll do
innovators.
something like through
Often imitated, never equaled.
they'll do something
Never duplicated.
something through social media or something. Like, I'm gonna do a DM. I'm gonna catch you. I guarantee that will happen.
Well, let's see what happens.
Oh,
Eric,
ever
Eric
listening?
and his
You hear
crystal
somebody?
ball.
Somebody will try doing what we do, which I don't blame them. If when you want to go after the best, go ahead.
I was going to tell you guys, last night we watched, my mate and I, we watched this documentary on Netflix. It's brand new. It's called Sweet Bobby. It is the most messed up catfish story I have ever seen. And it's not a series. It's just like an hour and 20 minutes long.
One and done?
And I mean, it moves at like a good pace. And you're like, oh my God, this woman's life is almost completely destroyed. And it went on for 9 years. It's like really, really good. It's called Sweet Bobby on Netflix. Just dropped.
Well, coming up next,
You
we're
love those
definitely-
documentaries.
Yeah,
It's
no,
so
you do.
interesting. I can't believe that people fall for this stuff.
We are definitely talking about the death of Liam Payne yesterday. One of the biggest boy bands in the world, One Direction, lost its first member. I cannot believe Liam Payne at 31 years of age is no longer walking this earth. We'll talk about that, and we'll play some music from One Direction and Liam Payne through the show today, because I know a lot of One Direction fans,
They were
are
the
just
biggest thing ever.
totally
Devastating
shocked.
news.
Totally shocked. Here's your official weather for today, which is actually very nice and chilly.
It
here.
is
More
going
than a
to be
sweater today.
Gorgeous today. It's going to be sunshine with a high of only 76. How awesome is that? Right now, 51 degrees.
Zacarias Arandas. Today we'll be playing some One Direction music as the really shocking news of Liam Payne came down yesterday. He is one of the members of One Direction that was created by Simon Cowell on the X Factor when 5 different teenagers had auditioned as solo artists, and Simon Cowell, I almost said Ryan Seacrest. Nope, he's not on that show. Simon
Everything
Cowell
else,
decided,
but,
let's put these kids together and try and build the best boy band ever. They were one of the best-selling boy bands of all time, and then just like the usual way of boy bands go, somebody
evolved.
decides to go a different direction. No pun intended.
When did they come here for NRG?
Oh, wow.
For NRG, I don't remember NRG. I remember the first time I met them was at the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion. It was 2012. I was pregnant with my second child. And I remember my husband was driving us to the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion, and I was cramming their names and their faces. Like, okay, wait, which one's this one? Because the hysteria for One Direction was so crazy if you had teenagers and whatnot. But if you are like somebody who's like 31 at the time, you were not really that aware yet of all of them the way we know them now. Right. And some people probably, I don't know how many of y'all in here can name them all and identify them all, but I definitely remember thinking, these kids are too new for me. I think we only played 2 songs at the time, and I was like, what are they going to sing? Like, what's going to be their set list?
But you enjoyed the concert. I remember you raving about
no,
it.
God, it was great. I went viral because I took a picture of them touching my belly, and I went viral like crazy around the world with the One Direction fans. I had no idea, because originally my interview was supposed to be with Liam Payne and Zayn Malik, and I remember thinking, okay, hold on, let me make sure which ones those are, because I really was
But,
so
like, who's
nervous.
who?
There's nothing worse than not knowing which one, and then Louis Tomlinson sneaks into the interview while we're talking. He's crawling on the floor behind me, and Liam sees him, and I knew there was somebody over my shoulder, but I was like, wait, is that one of their people trying to wrap this up? No, it was Louis, but I was cramming, like stressing my brain, trying to talk to Liam and Zayn. Which one is that one? Who's behind
Yeah.
me? Is it Harry Styles? Wait, I don't know who that is, because I couldn't see him. And then he comes out, and I'm so awkward in it, because I'm like, okay, I think this one's Louis. Isn't that terrible? And so then of course, we had a great event there too. A KRBE listener got her own dressing room backstage with her friends at the One Direction concert. So then One Direction came into her dressing room, and they had snacks and stuff and took pictures.
That's so
How was that
great.
conversation?
Wow.
Exactly like
It's
that.
always awkward.
Well,
like,
Exactly like what Eric just
You
did.
have
They
those
were
memories.
shocked silent.
I'm sure they were.
You have those
shocked
memories for life.
that's when they
you know?
have to be like,
Hey, it's great to
aggressive
meet you.
and
Yeah.
calm you down
thanks
and
so
stuff.
Yes, because I
much for
remember
coming
Harry
out.
Styles was like, "Oh, how are you guys? Oh, these cupcakes. I'm gonna have one of these." And it was like those little mini cookies or frosted cupcakes or whatever. And then so then all 5 of them. We were all 5 of them, and it was fantastic. And then the next time they came, it was Toyota Center. They sold out. It was insane. And then I remember the date of the NRG show.
It was like 16. I'm trying to think when they broke up.
Because Drag Me
after
Down-
COVID and stuff.
Niall was the one that left first.
No, Zayn
Zayn.
Malik.
Zayn was the one
Yeah.
that left
Zayn
first?
was the first one that left, and then when he left, it was a big deal, because remember the song "Drag Me Down" came out, and that was without him, and they filmed it at NASA. They had been here secretly
Oh,
filming.
he
at
wasn't in the
NASA.
video?
No. That was their first song without Zayn Malik.
Oh.
Drag Me
You don't
Down.
know your
which is still
history,
such
Ryan,
a
of
good
One
song.
Direction?
I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. When somebody famous passes, I don't know why, like, my inclination, the first thing I think is, how did it happen? Like, what happened? Like, how?
Well, that's
Because
why
he's
this
like-
is so
he's
shocking,
only
because Liam Payne, 31
old.
years of age, fell off of a hotel balcony from the third floor in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And people say that he was acting erratically in the lobby prior to that fall, and he had to be escorted back to his room. Then there was a man reported on the interior courtyard, had fallen from a balcony into the interior courtyard around 5 p.m. And the local authorities said that the injuries that the person suffered were so severe, there was no possibility of resuscitation.
So he was pronounced at the scene.
Right. He has a 7-year-old son named Bear Gray with his ex, Cheryl Cole, who was a former judge on The X Factor.
Oh, wow.
And from Girls Aloud, right?
And Girls Aloud, but I don't know their songs.
I cannot remember their hit.
Yeah, she was on Girls Aloud. And then he's gone, more recent in the news, he has an ex named Amaya who was... It was a very tense relationship, and she had to get a restraining order on him, and they'd been going back and forth. She released a statement yesterday through a representative saying she's just still in shock. She can't believe that this is real news. Yeah. There's no official word yet on what happened exactly to end his life. They are doing an autopsy in Argentina, and then, of course, they'll release the news as expected. But yeah. 2017, he had stripped that down with Quavo, had over 1 billion streams on Spotify, and his first and only studio album was released the following year. But each One Direction guy has had their own single success, maybe some more than others. But yeah, he...
Have the rest of the bandmates, has anybody made a public statement
nobody
yet?
has made a statement.
Probably too raw. They probably want to get together first. And
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they'll probably do a group one, kind of like Friends.
Oh, yeah, when Matthew Perry passed away.
And then they'll each do something separately, I bet.
What a gut
that's
punch.
Crazy. Third floor balcony.
I was listening to Kevin and Audrey yesterday. They were breaking the news, but I didn't hear the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So I just heard this person passed away.
Oh, you didn't know who it was?
And they talked for a couple of minutes.
They didn't repeat who it was.
They didn't repeat who it was.
Oh, no.
I mean, they probably, I just heard the last 2 minutes.
Right.
So I'm like, who is it? I don't know.
Died?
I just knew somebody died. So I had to go in the old social media machine.
Right, there goes.
And then your social media, that's all you're going to get.
Then you get stuff, you can sit down the rabbit hole of
Oh, absolutely.
meeting people, and you get theories and stuff. It's like
that's what I don't understand.
Everyone, but like you said, Ryan, I want to know right away. It's like,
well, it's human nature. It's human nature. I mean, I remember like the night my father passed away. I want to know what happened. Like it's just you want to know. You want answers in a senseless situation.
Well, it's a little different when it's somebody as close to you as your dad.
Yeah. Well,
than just a celebrity.
But I'm
Right.
just saying, like, no matter who it is, you know, we're inquisitive. We want to know what happened, especially when it's somebody so young. I'm like, God, the guy's only 31 years old. How did it happen?
Liam Payne had been very public with his battle with alcohol. He said that being hurled into superstardom with One Direction, he felt... he needed to talk about the fact that he had been battling alcoholism for a long time, because he said he feels like he was one of those cliche musicians that he goes, this has been going on since the 70s, because to him, that might as well be the 40s. You know what I mean?
So you're stuck in his room a lot with a mini bar.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
sure.
how he
you're just a kid.
just entertain himself and just drink and drink and drink.
That makes me think of that movie Flight with Denzel. That's been streaming lately. Have you ever seen that one where he was an alcoholic? He was the pilot.
I just saw the part where you
flew the 747 upside down, and they had to have him testify. And they said, "Okay, we've locked him alone in his hotel room.
Yes,
and
he wasn't.
We've cleaned out the mini bar." But what they forgot is that there was an adjoining room. He opened that door up and then hit that mini bar. Oh yeah.
Well, I guess I'll have to watch it now.
It's really good.
If you like Denzel, it's a classic Denzel.
For some reason,
rarely
that
strikes out.
That clip from that, I guess in that movie, he says, I was drunk on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like whatever that clip is from Flight.
Yeah.
That was making the rounds over this past weekend.
I know, why was it?
Because kids had Friday off and Monday off, and the caption was on Reels, what are you planning to do this weekend? I was drunk on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
God.
And it was the clip of Denzel saying that. That's all I know of Flight. People are texting at 37530. My daughter is 14, and she texted me yesterday, very heartbroken. Rest in peace, Liam. 2014 was the NRG concert, says one of our texters. I was 6 weeks post-emergency C-section taking my 10-year-old. Yeah, in 2014.
Wow.
Wow, 10 years.
So a lot of heartbroken One Direction fans today as we talk about the passing of
That's a nice
Liam
mom, though, that
Payne.
did that.
That's some dedication right there.
Yeah.
Well, think
6
about
weeks,
that
well-
because if you were not expecting, if a big star is coming to town and your kid wants to go and you spent money on the tickets and then you're like, oh wait, because those tickets probably went on sale a year before.
Yeah, and you're thinking, oh, I
It's like
had the
fine.
baby, I'll be fine.
Or
in 6
you weren't even
weeks.
pregnant when you bought the tickets. You weren't even pregnant when you got them. You're like, okay,
bet
and then you're
you-
like, oh, look at that.
Your aunts can take you.
Yeah, when I was before I had my first child, my husband and I had gone to an event with my sister and my brother-in-law, and there was a trip you could bid on, like those silent auctions. And my sister's like, why don't we split this trip? We can go to Lake Tahoe for the first time in our lives. I go, yeah, that sounds good. And silent auctions, a lot of times you get stuff way cheaper. People aren't really paying attention to all the stuff, depending on what it is. We get that. And I ended up not going because it was the week before I was supposed to give birth to my child.
Like, oops.
But we had bought it. It was a year prior. I wasn't
who went in your
pregnant.
place?
My brother and my cousin from Chicago.
Oh,
The two of them went with my sister and my brother-in-law.
At least somebody enjoyed
Well,
it.
I'll be at home waiting to have this baby.
Send pics.
And I'll have fun on that trip I paid for. Because, you buy things too early in advance. You don't know. So that mom that took her child to One Direction, 6 weeks postpartum, props to you, Mom. How'd you feel at that concert? My gosh, I hope a car drove you so you could take your painkillers.
Just walking from the parking lot.
Oh, gosh, I hope she was on a little scooter.
yeah.
Now, that's one time I would say, where's the motorized scooter? I don't care what it looks like. Just get me on one so I can get in there. So we'll have to wait and see as time goes on what gets released about the passing of Liam Payne. But in the meantime, we will be taking down memory lane with some One Direction music today. If you've not seen the Drag Me Down video, it is so good. And I think I like it more just because I know it's here and I know it was done in secret on the outer campus of NASA and in the interior of NASA. It's so cool.
By the way, if anyone thought they saw Shaq in Bel Air Monday, he was at Jack's Grill.
He
JAX
was?
Grill.
What's
Yeah.
Shaq in town for?
I love Jack's Grill. Booster and I always
no.
sneak in there. It's super
on
small
that corner there, what's
and it
the-
has the best burgers
Where's it
and the
at?
specials. It's next to that HEB
Yeah,
there.
the HEB and the.
It's on Rice and Bel
Next to
Air.
that Rice liquor store that I go.
It's really close to that big crossing of Bissonnette and Bel Air, where
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, it's
kind of
weird too.
weird
Yeah,
triangle
yeah.
crossing. It's right around that area there.
Isn't that the Rice Bel Air Bissonnette triangle?
I believe it
The Bel Air
is.
triangle.
Yeah.
Chicken fried steak.
And if Kevin and Booster were in there when Shaq walked in, he'd probably be like, "Oh, there's a really big guy."
Yeah, would you
in
know
here."
who he is?
I think I would recognize
You know him
Shaq.
from his general commercials.
He's in every
or from his
commercial.
Icy Hot commercials, or from
Right?
You Name It commercial. Because
Goodness.
Shaquille O'Neal is the spokesperson for everything all the time.
Oh, there's some giant human in here. I have no
my
idea what
goodness.
these people are so excited.
All right, coming up
They're all
next.
the time.
I was not here on Monday, but I need more about Round Top Bob.
Yeah, we're going to have
yeah.
Yeah,
a
you
little
missed that.
update
Yeah.
with Round Top Bob because he made this appearance. We trying to figure out if he was intoxicated or hungover when he called us.
Or does he just hang out like that?
I think he was partying a lot last week.
And he really wanted Special K to come see him.
And
but we
he's
didn't
called
know
Round Top
why.
Bob because he has a shop in Round Top, or he likes to go to Round Top.
Both.
Yeah,
Okay.
And he has a bar there, too.
Yeah, they
Oh, he has a bar in
like a
Round Top
built. It sounds like they made the bar for the whole
Market.
2 weeks. It's not like a bar that's always there.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like a
it's just-
pop-up.
That's
yeah,
cool.
but those pop-up bars.
Uh-huh.
They sell stuff like that.
37530 if you've seen Round Top
So we got
Bob's
we got to play the
bar.
audio and then challenge Kevin to something.
Okay,
Okay,
well, let's do that.
Ryan's listener line.
You have 912 messages.
Ew. Screw you, clown.
You are a know-it-all, know-nothing. Really?
104.1 KRB.
That is our listener line, 713-278-VENT. That's 8368. Please lock that into your phone under contacts for the Real and
It's
Ryan
such a
Show.
great way to communicate with us, especially if you couldn't get through on the lines when we're doing a segment.
I feel like it becomes like the podcast listener line. Like
It really
listeners
is.
that listen to us in the afternoons or they catch up and they have a place to release their
That's their lifeline.
Their
because they
feedback.
can't text us because we're not here when
Yeah.
they listen to it. So that's their one way to talk.
Sometimes they'll go way back. Like if they're binging, they want to hear like older shows. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot we did that. But on Friday, Roula, you were out last Friday.
Yeah.
And
Was
we
it
had
Friday or Monday?
Friday.
Friday.
Okay.
So we had Round
And
Top
Monday.
Bob. We learned all about him. Kevin, why don't you
So
explain
y'all met
who-
him on Friday.
Friday we did open phones.
Okay.
We just opened phones and then
He calls up.
because he was calling a few days before. I'm like, well, call us on Friday for open phones.
But Kev,
And
you,
you guys named him Round Top Bob. He didn't say, hi, I'm Round Top Bob. Did he?
I think he
he's
named
known-
himself.
Okay.
Known
Yeah.
as Round Top Bob.
I don't even know where Round Top is.
And for let's give a little 101, Kevin, because even me as a native Texan, I've never been to Round Top. I know there's a big event. I don't know if they do it how many times a year. Tell us about Round Top.
I believe it is 3 times a year that they do 8 miles of antiques. And what farmers do is they rent out their fields to antiquers, and you can find raw materials or pre-made items that were made with these cool old-timey materials.
Like I remember you went years ago to find like a radiator grate or something you wanted to make something out of.
I got an old rusty John Deere tractor grill, and I put Edison lights behind it, and it became a huge sconce.
And that looked really
art
cool.
piece.
I could have given you like 5 of those on my farm.
But you can
No,
find so much stuff. I mean, literally for like 25 years, this was my mom's source of income.
Sounds
my mom
fun.
was an antiquer. My experiences weren't so great because all I did was like physical labor. I had to like haul the stuff and put it up. And you have all these vendors, all these different booths.
And I know that people take party buses down there. Like I have seen pictures on social media of all these moms or women who are on these party buses, and they're wearing this specific kind of hat. And they're all just getting drunk going down there to
Kinda
go
like
shopping.
Nutcracker, how
It's
the
like
people
Nutcracker
It
Market
is.
on the road.
Yeah.
It's spread out.
That's a
Yeah.
great explanation of it. Yeah, but 8 miles. So bring a wagon and a pickup truck because you're going to end up with a lot of stuff you want to take home.
Okay.
So I guess he has heard us talk about this. He reached out to me via social media briefly to tell me what's going on. So, we were like, call us or try to be on the show on Friday. Well, he came on the show on Friday and it was rough.
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
We didn't know what he wanted of
they have
you.
a bar there.
He
or
just
something.
woke up, and I think he runs this bar, and he also partakes in the bar.
Okay, so
a-
he's calling y'all for Open Phone Friday, and he's like hungover, or maybe still drinking.
That's us taking a guess.
Okay.
Just
Something.
a little loose on his thought
Everyone was
process.
texting throughout for like days. Like, is that guy gonna like attack? Does he want to sleep with Kevin and stuff?
Oh my
Like,
gosh, Eric!
We did. We got a few
Eric.
calls. We got a few calls. People thinking that maybe he liked you in that
There was
way.
a Diddy party.
Oh no.
But he called back though.
He called
I don't want
back.
to hear anything until because you said he called us.
He
last night
sounds
or something.
much
I wanna
more
hear this.
awake on this listener line call. Here's Round Top Bob.
Let me hear this.
Hey guys, this is Bob out at the Round Top Antique Show checking in with you. Pulled off another doozy last night. So what's the word, Kev? You heading out later to join us at the VIP Round Top venue? We'll be showcasing local Houston artists, antiques from our design company, Da Casa Nostra, and sipping on some Lalo Tequila margaritas. Show you how it's done out here in antique country. Come on out, find a few treasures, and throw a few back. Can't wait to see how well you and Booster can teak it up with us. Might even throw down some Round Top revival karaoke late night at our Junk Gigolo Lounge. Casa Nostra is located at 2260 Highway 237 off 290. Look forward to seeing y'all out here. Don't bail on me, Kay. It's going to be real special.
Oh,
you gotta
be
go.
real
It's gonna be
special.
Kevin, you gotta go.
Special K, you have
Yeah.
got to go there, please.
all of that.
No,
I
I
wanna
think
follow
we
your
do.
stories. You better do stories.
We should each give him like
I
20
wanna see
bucks
all
so
of this.
then you have some money to.
I am not giving you money.
Here's 20 bucks.
It'll be
Show
fine.
me
Come
what you
on,
got.
don't bail on me, Kay.
Oh, make it real
God.
special. Do you think you'll go there?
Will I go there?
I mean, it's
I
not
don't know. What do y'all think? Texas 37530. Should I
Oh,
go?
you gotta
I love antiquing. I love
Why don't you go
sipping.
tonight? Why don't you go tonight? Because you have tomorrow off.
I do have tomorrow off.
Oh.
How far? You said it's an hour from here.
About an hour and a half.
I mean, look at this map,
It's like-
Eric.
it's
This
like
is really good.
The
Actually, it's very
distance, like
easy.
driving to Brenham, kind
There you
of.
go.
Go to roundtoptexasantiques.com. It shows you the whole map. It shows you the layout. It says here it's twice a year, in the spring and the fall.
Okay, twice a year. My
Yeah.
bad.
Probably
My
because the
bad.
farmers, if it's their farmland, they,
Mhm,
Yeah.
between crops.
Oh, yeah.
It says Round Top swells from 90 people in its population to a few 100,000
I'm sure.
during the Round Top Antiques Festival. Where do you go to the bathroom?
Sure.
It's 11 miles, it says, Kev. 11
Oh, now it's 11 miles. When I
Yes.
started going, it was only 8.
Yeah, look at that, how much it's
extended.
grown.
you gotta go just so we can see. I want to see what he looks like.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go.
Put stuff on like do
This is fun.
I'll put
stories
it
or
so
something.
y'all follow me on my
I'll
Instagram
watch that.
at Radio Special K or on Facebook.
I wanna see what
Radio
his-
Special K Crew.
What his pop-up bar looks like.
You gotta. Do
I
it.
am very interested because there are some venues that you can stop at where you can go inside to the air conditioning, and they're usually just folks who have put all these antiques together into beautiful creations. So if there's a bar included in there, I mean,
my
that
God,
sounds
yes.
fun. I'll bring my wagon.
I'm gonna give you a free drink. One of those. What was those? margaritas or something. What do you
Kind
say?
of delicious.
Oh,
margarita.
yeah.
Some kind of a tequila.
You want me to go back?
So you know this, so
You're
Kev,
frozen.
yeah. Can I have salt and no salt? Actually, I was looking on this website and I was thinking, when I think of like a farm field of shopping, where is the bathroom? And on this website, it says, he goes, air conditioned food court, tickets for VIP shopping, shipping on site, and clean bathrooms.
I don't even need air
They
conditioning.
put that in the ad, so you know.
It's going to be
Feels so
beautiful.
good.
It's going to be really nice this
Yeah.
weekend.
I mean, we have a high of
man, the
only
weather's been
76
great.
this afternoon.
So once I put an Apple tracker in your
Oh,
shoe,
okay.
just in case.
In your shoe.
Oh, so you know where
That'd be
your people
uncomfortable.
Well, now,
That's actually funny,
Distract you,
though.
now they've heard us.
I'll take your shoe off.
You gotta take your shoe off.
Oh,
Keister it.
Well, you could swallow it.
Adventures from
I'm too
Round Top
regular.
with Special K. I can't wait.
Here we go. Time for the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Yeah, if you've got to travel by plane, good news at IAH. The North Terminal Road entry is being widened from 3 lanes to 4 lanes, and they'll have that open before Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
Because, well, I mean, that is going to ease up a little bit of the congestion. There's so many
pretty
different
good.
problems. So the widening will decrease the travel time of drivers going around Terminal C, D, and E, around that loop, by 6 minutes. Now, that being said, when they have like all those curbs closed and it's like a 2-hour wait to get into the airport, I don't know if the 6 minutes is really going to make that much of a difference. But they say the efforts will be completed by the summer of 2025. So that's when the whole airport, C, D, and E, when that whole terminal section, when they've
It'll be done?
completed and finished it. Yeah.
And when they start 21? It was right after.
Yeah.
And
it's
everyone
like
came back
right in the
from COVID.
pandemic.
They didn't do it the year that nobody was flying.
Yeah. They
Like
had
when
like
everyone got back to normal.
a year where nobody's
Well,
out.
because remember,
They
you're
didn't
not
know they
supposed to
had
be
a plan.
together. I guess they couldn't be together to do construction.
I don't know. Construction guys were always working.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
that didn't stop during the
I don't
pandemic.
have an explanation.
Yeah.
I don't
Bad
know.
timing.
Poor planning. The Powerball jackpot is continuing to grow after nobody won the jackpot last night. $408 million was up for grabs last night. It's the largest it's grown since that $1.36 billion winner earlier this year. Now, the estimated jackpot for Saturday's drawing is now $437 million. If you take the lump sum, $210.3 million.
Who do you think would be more fun to watch win that, Ahmad or Sam?
Ahmad for sure.
I think Ahmad would be awesome.
Sam's just going to go crazy at Round Top and go buy every single thing.
Hobby
and-
Lobby.
Well, here's
and
a
then
great
do DIY. I want to see what Ahmad goes crazy on.
here's a great
I would
way.
pay to see that.
Okay.
Let's find out from each of you, like, what would be, okay, I know you want to do things great, like take care of loved ones or do something good, but if you had to do something just for yourself, total fun, what would be that extravagant purchase?
A 3-week stay in Japan,
Ooh, nice.
followed by a stint in South Korea.
3 weeks is funny. Not 2 weeks,
Or
not
a
1.
month.
3 weeks.
Remember,
3
you don't
weeks.
have to ever work again, so you can stay as long as
I
you
would
want.
still want to work in radio, I swear, y'all.
Okay.
Like,
You're
it'd be
right.
fun. Now, would I be missing buses on the Mondays? Probably.
No, you have a private jet taking you to
I could take my
ACL.
jet, so I'd be back on time. And then
Right.
so it'd be Japan, South Korea, then Brazil. And then I'll come back and give you guys each like $100K.
Nice.
Nice.
I thought maybe Beyonce would.
Oh, Beyonce's doing a private concert
that's
at my
what I
wedding.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
For sure,
Absolutely.
because you could probably afford that.
Now,
Yes.
compare that to Sam's. Sam, what would yours be? Like extravagance, you don't have to worry about your son or your husband or anything.
Right.
Just for you.
Move back to Harrisburg.
I can't think like this because
Really? Why?
yeah, I'm not a dreamer like that. It just seems so far fetched.
But you gotta dream
mine's
it'll
not fun.
happen.
If I have
Because
to,
you're like,
like,
why even waste the energy because it's not going to
it's
happen?
never going to happen. So
Got
I'm
it.
not thinking that way. If I had to, I guess maybe I'd get like a beach house, like on the East Coast, and then we probably move back to the East Coast and make my dream house.
Nice.
But that's all
How
I
big
got
is your
for you.
dream house? Is it like my lotto winnings where it's like, I
No.
want 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms?
I know, that's right.
Anything?
10 bedrooms
Come on.
and 10 bathrooms.
Well, they don't win a lot like on that.
That show is a bunch of crap.
I'd ask Eric how to build a good house.
Exactly. All right, coming up next, Roula and Ryan's Roses. This is where we're going to help somebody out, figure out if their mate is a cheater or not. You go to krbe.com and you can be on our show to get help as well. Next on the Roula and Ryan.